Well, here we go. We are all sorted. This was fun. Not my longest sort by any stretch. So this is all my small trans-yellow pieces, not my canopies and or bigger pieces that I have, big panels and stuff, and windows. This is just a bin. It was in here. Okay, right there. It even says trans-yellow on it. It's now sorted out. And I don't have a plain old box or box like this that's going to have all the compartments in it. I will pick one up hopefully tomorrow so I can get this off my desk. And the idea is this is going to make me downsize because that's a big bin that held all this stuff. But then of course it was all mixed in together, and it was always hard to find the more rare pieces than like a 1x1 trans yellow plate, or a 1x1 trans yellow round plate. As you can see, those are quite numerous. And again, I could not tell you right now how or why I have this many trans yellow 1x1 plates. Just years of collecting, and I think I don't know if any that came from a pick-a-brick, but that's just astounding. And those of you who are not colorblind will probably say, hey, that's not all trans yellow. It is to me right now. So I will figure it out. I'll get into that in a bit. But so we talked about the 1x1 trans yellow round plates, and then we talked about the 1x1 trans yellow plates. Then we have the 1x2 plates over here. That's not a lot compared to the rest. 1x2x1 panels, 1x1 tiles, 1x2 tiles. 1x1 round tiles. Over there are some windshields that I got. I think Jeff and I went together on something, and I built some. I used some, but I have some spares. I got a 1x4x1 panel there that I haven't used. Cheese slopes that I'm sure not all of that is trans yellow. I'm not going to care right now. Those guys, I don't even know where I got them from. Cones, 1x1 round cones, 1x1 round bricks, 2x2. Again, I can't remember what the name is, but they go in the bottom of the boat hulls, but they're trans yellow. And then I just got those a couple weeks ago at the Pick-a-Brick in Sherway, minifig heads in trans yellow. And over there are some miscellaneous pieces like these guys, the diamonds and or whatever else. These guys from monorail, and I got a lot more in my monorail layout or my monorail bin. Those guys for the lights for the train, the metro liners and other trains back in the day. These teeth, trans yellow teeth, for whatever reason. These Technic pieces, for whatever reason, I got 2 of those. A couple snowflakes over there, and then these 2 over here. So, and then this guy, I've acquired him relatively recently. I can't remember what he's from. Don't care. 1x2 slope bricks, and then 2 1x1 bricks, which is what I was looking for that guy over there. I found 3. I already put 1 in there, so I found 3 in this lot, or in that bin after the sort. That's the reason why I started the sort, is to see if I could find any 1x1 bricks. Found some bunch of 1x2s and some 1x4s, 1x6s are all in there, and then 2x2 round bricks all in there. So happy it's sorted out. What's going to happen is I'm going to get a Plano box. I'm going to put this stuff in there. And this is where the downsizing is going to come in. Whatever doesn't fit in the Plano box is going to be sold. As simple as that. Now, I will be the first to say, I will absolutely be the first to say that in my surfing around the internet for the last far too many years, 25 plus years, and I've come across some really, really beautiful Lego mocks where basically they use this stuff as quote unquote water or mist in the bottom of some space mocks that look really, really cool, or other colors, whatever. I'm not going to bother saving it. I don't see me doing that in the near future, that I would need this many 1x1 bricks, or sorry, 1x1 plates. So, and even those guys, like, there are just too many for what my future plans are. So this is going to quote unquote force me to downsize, because it's going to the way Jeff sorts. If it doesn't fit, for me, I'm going to take Jeff's idea and I don't think he does this, but what I'm going to do is, if it doesn't fit across, again, this is not the box I'm going to use, but let's just say that if it doesn't fit across one of these, that doesn't fit in there is going to go. I'm going to put it in a Ziploc and bring it to garage sales. So that's my plan. We'll see if it comes to fruition after I get it. But I mean, even if I use the smaller ones, which I have, I'll show you the smaller ones I got over here. I wish I thought I bought more, but this is a small one that I use for my blue. I'm gonna have to buy Goop Beak on to get rid of all the stickers, because the stickers just have such a tough time getting up. So if it doesn't fit in one of these tiers, then whatever's left over that doesn't fit is going. And I'm making that into a rule. Now, whether or not I obey that rule after I get this tomorrow or the next day, because again, I don't want, because it was fitting there and that fit in the shelf nicely, I don't want 4 or 5 of these, because that takes up more room than that does. But then they're organized and I can find pieces easier. And that was the whole point of doing this. And also the whole point of doing this is to downsize, is to make me downsize. So I'm gonna buy more of these. They're really nice. They're cheap over at the Dollaramas. I'm gonna buy 3 or 4. I can't see me using for trans yellow more than 3, which will make it basically the same height as one of those bins. And it'll fit in the shelf easier and I can find parts easier. So my plan right now is for all my modified plates and all my various colors, like I did for blue, is to all my small modified plates. I'm gonna start doing this because it's easier to find. Like finding 1x1 plate, very, very easy. By the way, I love these guys. Yes, I kept them. I'm sorry, I did. I kept them in all the different colors. Those were the spurs for the 1x1 round plates. Back in the day. I think I have one around here still on the spur. It's yellow, not trans yellow, but yellow. So I kept the spurs for no real reason whatsoever. But I've lost a whole bunch. But I have a whole bunch of them still. But it took me the entire sorting process to find, well, 3 1x1 bricks in that bin, because it was just full of all this stuff. And so you can't really see this in a bin full of this stuff. So if you sort it out like Jeffy does, and I've always loved and respect Jeffy for doing this, I'm gonna have fun doing it. For the small stuff, for the bigger stuff, I have easier time finding it. But for the small modified plates and possibly even the small modified bricks, I'm gonna be doing this. So I've done blue entirely. All my blue plates, modified plates, are done. And I used 3 of those and 1 of those. Now this is too big, and this is what I'm talking about. So if you put this here, let's make a mess and unsort my stuff that I just sorted. You can see my chairs go 1.5. So I'm looking at that. I'm gonna probably sell half my chairs, because I wouldn't mind reducing this to, because this doesn't fit on the shelf very well over there. It doesn't fit when it goes in there, but these things do. And you can see right there, I got 2 on top of that guy right there, right up there. And this one goes on top of that. So 3 of these equals 1 of those bins. It works fantastically well for me. So if I start doing that for the small stuff, it's gonna make my life easier to find stuff. I'm not gonna do it for basic plates, basic brick, no, because I can find 1x1 plates in my bin of 1x plates. That's not an issue. It's the 1x1 modified plate with clippy that, I only have a few of those and I'm digging through the entire bin. No, I am tired of that. So this is me organizing my collection. Now, the other thing is I'm gonna put this thing down. I'm just happy that I found these 2 or 3 altogether, but I can build. I looked on the Pirons, because Piron.com, better than all those other stupid places that everybody else goes to, all those newer places. That I'm old school. So even I will always check Piron/Lugnet before I go to Bricklink. And I know it's old, and that they have old. They don't have the new stuff in there. And I get all you kids these days that you only want the new stuff. No, for all my old stuff I go to Puron. That's what I do. Yeah, so I was checking on Puron, and these 1x1 only came in the space line, only came in the in that guy, the 6931 down there. It only came in that guy, FX Star Patroller. So I have enough to build yet another FX Star Patroller. Of course, I'm missing pieces, other pieces, and I still have some pieces in order just to complete that one over there, and the one I have out in the garage. So I don't think I'm going to build another one. But anywho, so this is going to go, these are going to go into that bag here. This is the brick. And to find a 1x1 brick in here is going to be a lot easier than finding 1x1 brick in all this mess. So I'm happy with that. So the other thing I wanted to show you is it's going to get real dark, eh? I'm going to turn off some lights because I have here a black light that I picked up at Value Village for $7.99, and it works. So I'm gonna unplug that, I'm gonna unplug that, and it's dark in here. Ooh, it's dark. And then you go over here, and oh look, I actually have some non-trans yellow pieces in here. Those are trans neon green, because again, I'm colorblind, so I've always had a tough time with that. Over here, it looks like this. So I've done this in the past to get rid of the pieces that I should be getting rid of. That there, I'm gonna see, those could be trans neon yellow, but they are just displaying themselves. Ish, not as much as that one. And then we bring this bin over here, and you can see there's a whole bunch. I don't think I'm gonna waste too much more of your time doing this one. When you're colorblind, you do what you can. So I try to do all this before I quote unquote invite my wife down here to sort through the rest of the brick to see what other colors I may have inadvertently screwed up. And it works. And again, when I was a kid, I never had to worry about it because we didn't have all these funky colors. We did not have at all remotely close to all these funky colors that we have now. And again, I'm not faulting Lego for making multiple colors now, but it is hard for me to keep track of that. Now, I'm not sure if these guys, I don't know if you can see this, this is trans yellow possibly, and this is trans neon yellow instead of trans neon green. I think that's the case. I don't know, or they're just newer, but they're not glowing like these guys. Like you can see this guy glow. Look at that. It's very, very easy to see that guy glow. So this is what I'm doing. Oh, I didn't even notice this. Look at my space guys. That's funny. What else is glowing? Oh, my mom's hat. Paperwork on the wall. Of course, Ice Planet. Ice Planet looks fantastic. The Duplo Bunny. Yay! The Lego logo. What's that up there? I can't even see that. Oh, Santa's hat. Way up there is M-Tron. Over here, up there, you can see there's some glowing stuff up there. So if you ever want to have fun, oh, there we go. Trans neon green. Look at it glow. Look at that glow. And of course, the trans neon orange. Not much else over there. In the rest of the room, my poster. That poster glows pretty nice. The white just shows up fantastically well. Look at my layout on the picture. That's pretty cool. So yeah, this is me having fun. Yeah, I don't see anything else besides, again, the trans neon green there, and that thing is probably some. Oh, it's a helmet. That's insectoid helmet. So I'm going to plug in the lights again, and because these are all plugged in lights. Electrocute myself. There we go. So I picked up this black light at Value Village, and I thought it'd be really cool to have down here. Let me just get myself. Well, I ain't gonna bother doing that. I was gonna get myself in the picture, but then I have to turn the camera on. So I have a plan. I think it's a good plan. It's a tentative plan, subject to change without notice, of course. But I'm going to, and you can see that these are not trans yellow pieces. So I'm going to do that some more and pick out more. And then I'm going to get my wife to look at them because she's not colorblind. And we're going to see what we got. So that's it. That's all. As I say, I was inspired by Jeff for many, many years to do this, and I'm gonna have to sort that. There we go. Move that out of there. Keep these things separate. I should have more space on my desk to do this because these things are not touching. There we go. There we go. Everybody's happy again. I'm looking forward to this era of my layout, or sorry, no, I keep on saying that. The era of my collection. I do want to get it a lot more organized, a lot more sustainable, shall we say, and a lot more easy to use, because the older I get, the less I want to spend time looking for stuff. And that seems to be my number one bane right now, is to find the parts and pieces that I want to find when I'm building something or reconstituting something. I love this stuff. Overall, it's not bad, but every so often you come across a piece such as a 1x1 brick, and then it take, I've already wasted 10 minutes just trying to find it. So this is going to stop. So that was the impetus. The 1x1 yellow brick was the trans yellow brick was the impetus for me to do this. I'm glad I did it, and I'm glad you guys were along for the ride. I hope everybody is good out there. I'm doing very, very good. It's stupid hot in Ontario right now. It's like 30+ degrees in September, which is unheard of. And it's gonna be this way all week. So I'm gonna hide in my basement more. I am back to work tomorrow. This is gonna drop a week from now, at least a week from now. But today is Labor Day. We had a very nice drive today. We went to Niagara Falls on the holiday, and had a good time out there. Josh, Sandy, and me. And we had a nice trip through all the back roads, and as a person who was single for a very, very long time and just had no problem just hopping in my car and driving just to see what's out there in the world back in the day, and exploring southern Ontario, especially between Niagara Falls and Hamilton, I was on roads I'd never been on before. I really was. Pelham, I've been to Pelham before, but not on the back roads to Pelham. And then so here's a really quick tangent. So I'm not an architect. I was planning on being an architect. I'm not an architect. And I have what I consider, for me, an eye for houses that I find very pleasing to look at, and houses that I find not pleasing to look at. And there's no specific, it's a je ne sais quoi, and everybody's idea of what a pleasing house to look at from the road is different. And I have lots of styles, but there was one, we will say mansion. It was built a long time ago, not like before I was born, but I'm thinking the last 20 something years, around there. So if you're going down Highway 20, or what used to be Highway 20, because the provincial government forgetting all that stuff. So if you're going down Highway 20 from Hamilton to Niagara Falls, so you're going to Lundy's Lane basically, and sometimes instead of taking the QEW, you just take all the back roads. And we got onto Highway 20 right before the Welland Canal, so we could cross the Welland Canal. So because we were taking all back roads to the Welland Canal, Balls Falls and everything in there. And so we got to Highway 20. We crossed a very, very old lift bridge, really cool looking lift bridge on the Welland Canal. And then we're going down Highway 20 we're heading towards, and this is no easy way of saying this, the adult gentlemen clubs on Highway 20 that are just on the outskirts of Niagara Falls. There's a half a dozen-ish gentlemen clubs on the outskirts of Niagara Falls on Lundy's Lane, or Highway 20. But so you're coming down Highway 20, and it goes around this curve, and it curves, and then goes straight into Lundy's Lane. On this side, gentlemen's clubs and motels and family campgrounds, which is just odd to hear next to a gentlemen's club. Niagara Falls, go figure. But on that side, right around the curve, was seriously, for me, the ugliest house I had ever seen in my life. I should take a picture of it. Well, now is so this is the point. So I haven't been out that way in a long time, a couple of years. Sandy and I used to drive out there a lot. And when I was younger, I drive out there all the time. And that place was just ugly. It's like three stories. And I guess they wanted to make it look like a castle because they have like round well, we call them turrets, whatever, they on the edge and with steeped roofs on top, cone roofs on top, like looked like a stupid castle. And for years, decades, that thing was the ugliest building I had ever seen. I said, who would ever want to live there? I mean, it's big. It was massive, like lots of windows. I mean, it's a huge place. It's a huge mansion, but it was just absolutely the ugliest building I had ever seen, and I wouldn't be caught dead in it. So we're driving to Niagara Falls today, and we drove over to Welland Canal, and I said, "Hey, Josh, we're going to come around this corner, and you're going to see absolutely the ugliest house in the world. Absolutely, for me, the ugliest house on the planet." That somebody put effort into. Let's put a proviso on this, because I've seen lots of ugly houses, but this one they put lots of millions of dollars of effort into because the place is massive. I said, "Oh, it's just ugly." So we come around the corner, and I look over, and there it is. And I said, "Wait a minute." It actually looked good today, because it looked like somebody, and again, I haven't seen it in a few years, somebody put some effort. I don't know if it's a new owner or if they were just lost money to finish it. But for like, I don't know, if a decade or two, this thing was just ugly as sin. And we go there today, and they had nice rock fascia on it, and the turrets looked nice, and they had some beautiful landscaping and some high cedars and stuff. It was a beautiful looking house or mansion. And I'm going, huh, it's not ugly anymore. So anyway, I thought that was kind of funny. And then Sandy goes, "Oh, I meant to tell you," because she goes out there all the time to go do some shopping, whatever. And she goes, as soon as she said the ugly house, I knew what you're talking about, but we're almost there, and I wanted you to be surprised, because she already knew that they fixed it up, because we both, Sandy and I both, over the years said this was the ugliest house on the planet, our mansion on the planet. And I can't, I was thinking, somebody spent good money, like good millions of dollars of money to make a really ugly house. Like what, I mean, it was so bad, but now it looks good. So anyway, so that was our little trip today out to Niagara Falls. And then, Niagara Falls is just Niagara Falls, Ontario. We didn't cross the border, but Niagara Falls, Ontario is just a nice place to hang out every once in a while. It's nice to go to. The first time I was at Niagara Falls that I know of, I was like 25, around there, 23 to 25, even though it's just down the street for me. My parents said, "Oh, we took you to the falls when you were a kid." I don't remember it at all. I remember we were sitting around as friends one time at coffee or whatever, and what do you want to do? Let's go see Niagara Falls. And so we drove to the falls. Oh, hey, we can do that, because for us, Niagara Falls is on, quote unquote, just down the street. On a good day, it's 35, 40 minutes. It's not that far to the falls. Now, with bad traffic, it's a lot longer, but it's not that far for me to get to the falls. And so we went there today, and it was nice. And then we came home and had a nice dinner, and we're relaxing around the house tonight. And so this video is going to drop, I don't know, sometime next week. I can't remember exactly how far I'm ahead right now, but I'm a whole bunch of videos ahead because I missed you guys. So I was playing catch up. So this is where I am now. I'm gonna again wrap this up. I hope everybody's doing well. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones. And I will talk to you soon.